her eyes moist with unshed tears. She looked vulnerable. Before I could grasp what was happening, and you can't blame me for that, standing where I was standing. After all, it was the same client's event that I was handling, and the launch was just a few minutes away. And here she was in an avatar I did not understand. As I was trying to comprehend the situation, she burst into tears. Tricky situation. Show instructions being screamed into my ear. I frantically whispered, "What's happened, sweetheart?" And for the next few minutes, all I heard was incessant sobbing, my hand held in a death grip, and console screaming in my ear. Imagine my predicament. I wanted to shake her. I said, "Woman, stop crying. This is not the time to be crying." Or, "Can we please do this afterwards?" Both weren't working. So finally, I cajoled her in whispers to calm down and tell me what had happened to her. Nothing could have prepared me for this. 3 minutes before the launch, she decides to use me as a confession box to kind of let off what was in her heart. Promise me that this is between you and me," she said. "You're like my sister." No, you are my sister. You have to help me." So I said, "Of course, darling, I am your sister. Tell me what's wrong with you first." And she blurts, "I had an affair. And no one can know. Promise me." Then dramatically adds, "I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to commit suicide." And I'm like, "What?" And the earpiece in my ear goes, "2 minutes to launch." Then gathering my wits around me, I whispered back, "Hey, calm down. It's okay. You haven't done anything unheard of." That was not correct, I thought. So correcting myself, I said, it's fine. We all make mistakes." And she shrieks, "Mistakes? This is not a mistake. This is unethical. This is unheard of. This is so wrong. I'm getting married in a couple of days." In my head, I say, "Yeah, sure, it is unethical. But this is not the time to be telling me about this. This is not the time for realization, woman." So instead I say, "It's fine. I understand that you're feeling terrible. And no, it isn't a crime. It is a mistake and an unintentional one. So let me get over this event. Let's finish this the right way, and then we'll sit and talk about it. Meantime, you don't have to tell anyone about it, and no one will know." And she howls louder and screams again. And I have console whispering in my ear, 1 minute to go. More pleading, and she finally calms down. But to say, "But my fiancé might get to know." No, he will know. Incidentally, the fiancé works in the same organization as she does and is her boss. Now frantic, I ask her, "How? I swear I will never, ever tell anyone." "You certainly won't, so how will he know?" And then she drops the bombshell. "The man I'm having an affair with will." Turns out that this man also works with the both of them. Just as the countdown starts, and 3, 2, 1, roll! Thankfully, the launch went off well as planned. Quickly asking for a colleague to take over, I dragged her to a quiet corner, gave her a hug, a comforting hug, and let her cry her heart out. Then I calmly explained to her that piece of shit that she was having an affair with would never have the balls to go and tell her fiancé about the affair. Because her fiancé might or might not understand it, but that wimp would surely be out of a job in no time. I don't know what finally got through to her. Was it my calm logic? Or was it? No, wait. I saw her eyes transform. I saw the realization dawn on her that she was no longer cornered. She had understood that she could still control the game. She shrugged off my hands. All vulnerability now gone. And she left saying, "Why is there no light on the podium?" Thank you.
The other Ma of Eema, because she's that only. Everyone is darling. Right? Give her a big round of applause. Dear and darling. Only two people she knows in this world. Everyone's either a dear or a darling, but then this is one person who gets it all done. So ultimately she manages to get it done, and she's the only person who confused me in this process by sending me 3 stories. If you want, I can do one. Otherwise I can do the second, but I may not remember the first part of the first one, or the second part of the second, so can I do a third? But ultimately she decided on a third, which is very different, but also talks of perhaps our growing up years, about the time where we all took up our first jobs and what happened then. Here is Sushma sharing something really unique from her life.
So it was late at night, and there I was in a parking lot with a torchlight in my hand. I was looking frantically, left, to the right. I was looking for 1 penny, just 1 penny. How difficult is it to find 1 penny? It was outside a convenience store. People drop pennies all the time. I went right to the corner, right near the door. I looked for a penny there. There was none. What a horrible way to spend my 21st birthday. Here I am, outside a convenience store, looking for a penny, like a beggar, desolate, tears streaming down my eyes, and my hair was grimy with all the perspiration that was trickling down my neck. It was a struggle to find the penny, but I was no stranger to struggle. I was a student in the United States of America. We are used to struggle. I would struggle for meals all the time. My biggest struggle was lunch. All I could afford was a small bar of Mr. Goodbar, which is a chocolate, and a glass of Coke. And all I could afford for dinner was spaghetti and ketchup. For months at end, I had Coke, Mr. Goodbar for lunch, spaghetti and ketchup for dinner. Months rolled by, and here came my 21st birthday. I'm an adult. Oh wow, it's time to celebrate, isn't it? What better way to celebrate but get myself a slice of bread to go with my dinner. I thought to myself, wow, this slice of bread would really work. You know, Wonder Bread costs 99 cents. Maybe I can just get a slice of bread. 99 cents, I started doing the math and I realized that I had to ration out the dollar. Because I had to ration out the dollar, I could not really afford the 99 cents at that point of time. I was sad. And suddenly I realized, you know what? I have a chiller box. I used to store those little pennies in a chiller box, in my penny jar, and I got excited. I was really excited. I went and I sat down right plumb center in the middle of my very small room. I took my penny jar and I broke it. Out spilled those little pennies, glistening, beautiful pennies, glistening copper. I started counting. 1, 2, 3, excited because with every count of every penny, I was getting closer to the 99 cents, 99 pennies that I needed for my Wonder Bread. 96, 97, 98, where was, there was no 99. There was no 99. I looked all over the house for my 1 penny. I didn't find it. I went hurrying to the convenience store, and here I was, looking for my penny that I did not find. I went to bed that night of my 21st birthday. I went to bed without the penny, but I went to bed with a very firm resolve. I will never be penniless again. And so I worked hard. I worked hard every single day. I started collecting the pennies, and the pennies made dollars, and they became dollars and more dollars, and then all my hard work finally paid off when I found myself managing a video store on Route 4. I made a lot of friends in that video store. I started getting a little more comfortable. Life was easier. I managed to get a little bit more food in my belly. And one day, a very familiar customer, a very well-known customer, walked through the door. And he came to me and he said, "Sushma, do you have $1? I said, "Of course I have $1. What do you want it?" I thought he wanted it for something. He said, "No, I want to sell you my business. Give me $1, I'll give you my business." And then I thought to myself, why me? So I asked him, why me? And he said, "You know why? Because I think you will make a success of that business." So the way I went, I bought his business for $1. And I worked hard. And the dollars became more dollars. And I worked even harder. And those dollars became even more. I must say, I returned back home many years later. And when I returned home, I was $100,000 short of my first $1 million. So me not finding that penny actually was one of the biggest blessings of my life. Thank you very much.